Catterson here, and we're back with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Season 3, Episode 1, which is called Anne, and I assume it's going to be about a girl called Anne. Probably Buffy's replacement in school after she got kicked out by Snyder. And everything happened in that final episode, which I will not speak about because I'm not going to lie. What Buffy did to Angel haunted me for a few days after watching it. It was that emotional that it lingered in my mind for quite a few days. And I think that's how you know it's made a bit of an impact on you, because I don't have anything like that usually lingers for quite a few days. So yeah, that was quite something. But yeah, Buffy's lost everything. She's lost Angel. She's left home. Even though Joyce said if you do walk out, because she now knows about Buffy's slaying duties, but if you walk out, you will never step foot in this house again. Buffy took that anyways because the world had to be saved and she had to comfort Angel. Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how she's brought back into the fray, because we saw her leave Sunnydale at the very end of the last episode. As well as what everyone else has been up to because of Buffy's departure. So, yeah, as well as the fact that there's, I guess, no lead vampire, because Spike and Drusilla have gone, and I'm hoping we do get to see them back in some capacity, because they were one of the best parts about Season 2, and we obviously know what's happened to Angel. My heart. Anyways, so yeah, with that said, let's get into episode number 1 of Season 3 for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 3. Let's go. You know, there's a reason why they say rest in peace. Got all that time now. Oh?
That's right, big boy. Come and get it.
Go on, Willow.
He's getting away! And ow!
Come on, Oz, you got this. You got this, Oz. Come on. You didn't have it.
Works. Are you guys all right? First of all, that's the whole point. I'll never leave. Not even if you kill me.
Yikes. Of course it was a hallucination. You think Whedon would give us that hope and actually mean it? Ooh, we get a new edition of the fit. Ooh. I dig it. Oh, come on. Oh, boy. Kick him in the head, Buffy. No one would blame you.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I think we're good. Anne?
So she's going by Anne,
What do you
okay.
want?
Well, okay. What can we get with this?
Oh, come on! Are you serious?
Well, if anything should happen to you, or you should be killed, I should take it somewhat amiss.
You'd be cranky?
Entirely.
But we try not to get killed. That's part of our whole mission statement. Don't get killed.
The library's
Good.
busier than
I think
ever.
you're gonna love it, but
It's all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see ya.
Yeah. Whatever.
Oh my god. That was so awkward, but it was so comical.
I'm no one. No one.
yes.
So is
Thank
Arya
you,
Stark,
thank you.
to be fair.
Self Chanterelle, then.
Chanterelle.
I used to. Well, I was in this cult that worshipped vampires. So lame, I know.
Oh, from Lie to
Yeah,
Me,
I
was
remember.
it?
But you kind of saved.
I don't think he is.
I'm no one.
But like the elderly woman? Dude, you should really watch where you're going! Oh, it's a good job she's superheroes. Oh.
Get old fast here. The thing that drains the life out of them is despair.
Those people... Wait.
Kids come here, they got nothing to go home to, and this ends up being the last stop for a lot of them. Shouldn't have to be that way.
I was gonna make a joke about, you know, the old people who were saying, I'm no one? Well, they were kids like 2 days ago. But what if it was that? Because it seems like it's some kind of curse going around.
The last thing we did was fight.
Joyce,
You don't
mustn't blame
want
yourself.
her to die as well, like in the last memory being
don't.
of both of you is fighting.
I blame you.
Hey!
You've been this huge influence on her, guiding her. You had this whole relationship with her behind my back. I feel like you've taken her away from me.
No!
You help people, and you know, I can't get into this. I'm sorry, Lily.
It's the 11th Doctor
You know
all
how to
over
do
again.
stuff.
I'm retired.
I don't. Not
And then
anymore.
slowly she'll get pushed back into it.
I don't know what to do.
She's pleading.
We gave blood lots of times because you get a few bucks. And they have cookies. You're a fan
Yeah.
of Sugar Rush.
It's gone, isn't it? Oh my god. It what? Wait, what?
Ricky.
I'm right, aren't I? They are aging, like, to what that man was saying.
Ask for you to come to me with your problems. I just wanted to be left alone. If you can't deal, then don't lay it off on me.
You have to think, though, with Lily, she's in denial as well, and she's going through this grief, but... It's like you bring this...
Are you okay?
He's involved with this, isn't he?
Hey, Ricky's no more dead than I am. Why'd you come to family home?
Yeah, and what
We'll get you
what
taken
does
care
that
of.
mean? Oh my god. No, no, don't trust strangers. It's like someone saying, we got candy in the back of the van.
Breaking into your office and going through your private files. Candidate for what?
I'm calling the police.
Now you've got a whole bunch of candidates.
The vampire attacks you.
And then what?
The vampire kills you. We watch, we rejoice.
It's a joke with you.
No, just our relationship.
What relationship?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We actually want to bury that piece of the past,
Willow!
don't we?
We come to this station to wash away. Face. Ow! My face!
Oh dearie.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to glue that thing on?
Bloody Freddy Krueger here! This slavery, great. Oh, new empire! Wahaha!
Welcome to my world. I hope you like it.
Nah, not really. Oh, come on. Oh, hey! And it goes back to the formula. Squabble, kiss. Squabble, kiss.
Took him a long time. He remembered your name years after he'd forgotten his own. But
Now they say I am no one.
Years? But
the interesting thing, time moves more quickly here than in your reality. 100
Oh,
long years
so
will
that's
pass
why.
here. On Earth, it's just a day.
Holy
So you just-
crap!
work us till we're too old and spit us back out.
Who are you?
No one.
Is she gonna take this?
Who are you?
I'm Buffy, the vampire slayer, and you are?
She's not taking that. She was never gonna take that. I'm the one shtick.
Anyone who's not having fun?
That's how this works!
Someone didn't get the memo. Humans are not to be trifled with.
Get down there!
He doesn't like this, but a more impressive fight than the norm, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, come on, this is not fair. 1 against 5. Pick the losses. Oh no, Lily!
You've got guts. I think I'd like to slice you open and play with them.
Well, that's dirty.
Everyone know
Come on.
This is the price
It's all messy.
of rebellion.
What, Lily? Holy sh... Overthrow the ruler!
I'm gonna feel this for a week.
Good workout, Ray. Sheep! That is no... Oh, yeah, that's definitely something that's gonna put you off from leg day.
Want to see my impression of Gandhi?
Oh, God. Holy damn! Buffy!
Gandhi? Well, you know, if he was really pissed off. I'll call and check up on you. I'm not great at taking care of myself.
Man.
Gets easier. Takes practice.
Oh, man. You're grounded. I'm kidding. No. Yeah, that was pretty good. I will say the season 2 opener I thought was, I think, tons better, but it was still a pretty decent and enjoyable, impactful first episode, and yeah, I really appreciated that. I will say though, well, maybe we might get to see Lily again in the future, but I was kind of hoping that, like, at least for a few episodes, we'd have Buffy and Buffy and Lily. They needed each other at this time, because we've seen how lost Buffy was at the beginning of the episode, and yeah, she wanted to be alone, but I guess both Lily and Buffy were in similar predicaments with the fact that they lost their loved ones. So yeah, as well as both being blonde and both being incredibly badass as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the animations, not the animations, what am I talking about? This ain't Attack on Titan, but the choreography was really well done. And then you had Lily, who just thought, you know what, you have your little speech, woo! So yeah, and it wasn't pleasant for him anyways, for Ken, because then he got his legs pierced, and then yunk. So yeah, I really appreciated that episode. I thought it was a great return to form, and it was pretty awesome for the first episode of season 3. So yeah, that was, like I said, a pretty great opener for Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 3. Like I said, it's not good. I felt like the last season opener was far more enjoyable and whatnot, but this one was still really solid, I feel, and it was a really enjoyable opener for season 3, in a season which I hope is going to be impactful, chaotic, and yeah, it was a pretty chaotic first episode with Ken especially. Like, I really loved how interesting he became, because he was so predatory, preying on those who needed hope by luring them into another dimension. And he promised them, oh, you've got a great place to go to. I know you're in a bit of a struggle, so let me offer this place. And it's super messed up to see how he does give this hope to people that need it. And they he does the most ultimate loss to them, which is the removal of their identity. So it's really, really morbid, all to further his desires as well, which I don't think was elaborate about what he was ultimately trying to do, but he wanted to have as many people who were hopeless, who felt hopeless, who were homeless, etc., and who were healthy enough so so he could remove their identity and make them uh, make them feel this void, this emptiness that they would soon become. With that "I am no one" quote that people kept that two people, including Lily's boyfriend, chanted when they returned from that dimension in an elderly condition, which I thought was a really, really interesting utilization. Like, we had that different dimension and time works differently. Like, what was it like? One day is 100 years in this dimension. It was a pretty interesting dynamic to utilize. At first I thought okay, well, I thought that he would become some kind of life force extraction creature, like he would feed on a person's potential life force, and he needed the healthy ones, so those who could live to the elder days and whatnot. So yeah, I thought we were going there, but it's still pretty depressing about what ultimately came around in terms of what of the people who went into that dimension and came out elderly. It's still pretty depressing, especially with how that plays a part of one of the themes in this episode, which I could get onto. Like, one of the themes I did like about this episode was the fact that they showcased that transition into an adult with Buffy. Like, she's now living on her own. Well, she was living on her own until she returned to Joyce, which we'll get onto in a minute. But yeah, she decided to try to grow up. She wanted to be alone. And not just that, though, but we had Lily, who returned from Lie to Me, which I thought was really, really great, and I'll get onto that in a minute as well. We had her transition from a crazed fanatic for vampires to someone responsible and now adulting. She's now Anne. Which I think Anne is a really, really good metaphor for transitioning into an adult for this episode, because Buffy adopted Anne as a way to try and remove her identity as well. But we had Lily say, "Can I be Anne?" As a way to now try and live on her own. So yeah, I feel like Anne is a perfect metaphor for growing up, which is really, really neat. Anne is for adults. Yay. A for A, yeah. See? I got it. Yay. But yeah, I thought that was a good theme, as well as the overall theme of identity loss, forgotten identity. Because we had people who are homeless being the ones that those demons could utilize the best, because they would be forgotten about. And that's generally the case in the real world. Like those who are homeless, they can be forgotten about, and it's pretty scary. So I thought that was a decent utilization. And then, like I said, Buffy tried to retire once again, this time with a more heavier impact with the loss of Angel. It was very reminiscent to the 11th Doctor when he retired in the Snowman, because he felt hurt. He felt betrayed by how pain impacted him, and he lost family, and yeah, he just decided to retire, and that's what Buffy did in this episode. She retired, and she went by Anne. She tried to erase herself, and yeah, I thought this episode did a really, really good utilization on forgotten identity, with how extreme Ken was in terms of like making the people who he selected to forget themselves, because homeless people can be forgotten about. So there's little, like, for Ken's perspective, there is no harm in selecting the most expendable in his eyes. So yeah, I thought that's all going back to how sinister Ken really is. So yeah, but yeah, this episode was pretty great though. I loved seeing all the Scoobies in this episode. Like, they were a side piece, but there was quite a bit that was going on for them still, like with Cordelia and Xander, of course, airing out their frustrations. Like, I really, really loved how that played out at the beginning, where they were so excited and so enthusiastic to see each other, and then they had that, like, basically mutual handshake when they did confront each other. And then they started worrying, oh, you were seeing this person during the summer, and then kiss, which I thought was really, it's typical Cordelia and Xander, but I love it. It was really, really good stuff to see. As well as Oz, who I think is failed senior year, wasn't it? Yeah. So he's going to be retaking that year, which I guess is a way for him to stick around, because he's now main cast, it seems. Which I gotta say, I love the new rendition of the Buffy theme. Really, really sick. But yeah, you saw Seth, like in the intro, Seth Green's been bumped up to the main cast. So yeah, David as well, especially, is still there. So that's pretty interesting to note. So yeah, but it's great that Seth is going to be a main part of this, and him retaking that year is a utilization for him to stick around a bit longer than every so episode, like the back half of season 2 was, when he found out about Buffy. So yeah, it would be great to see more of Oz, because I like Oz, and I think everyone else does like Oz as well. But yeah, like I said, the Scoobies were pretty awesome in this episode, especially with how they had to take up Buffy's slaying duties, because they've acknowledged that she does need some time to process some things, because they have opened that opportunity for her to return. Xander's a bit more pessimistic about the idea, but Willow's more hopeful, which hope was a really another theme, I guess, in this episode. There's that idea of hope, with Joyce hoping that Buffy does return, Giles believing in hope when he's hearing the rumors, oh, Buffy was doing this. So hope was another theme in this episode, and of course I have elaborated on the homeless and how they needed hope and they were lured into that dimension. So yeah, but yeah, they've acknowledged, the Scoobies acknowledged that Buffy needs some time to process, as well as the fact that they've got to take up her responsibilities, because the world doesn't rest when Buffy retires. So yeah, it was great to see them. I mean, it was as spectacular as it could be. Like, to be fair though, it wasn't easy for the Scoobies. That vampire was a gymnast, a former gymnast, which was really surprising, like seeing the vampire do flips and whatnot. So yeah, so to give the Scoobies some credit, they were facing against an ex-gymnast. So yeah, but yeah, it wasn't really all plain sailing for the Scoobies, was it? With Oz at first, and then Cordelia and Xander bickering, and then yeah, heck, even killing the vampire was an accident, really, but it still worked out well in the end, so yay. Yeah, we had a bit of Joyce as well in this episode, where she's still, like I said, going back to hope. She's hopeful that Buffy does return, but she's also still reeling about Buffy's departure. And we had that implication that Giles, throughout the summer, Giles has checked up on Joyce, and as he's scouting on these rumors. So that was pretty good. Not gonna lie, a part of me at the beginning was low-key shipping Giles and Joyce. So yeah, but I think after what Joyce said, the elephant in the room, I think after what she said to Giles, that ship could go down to the bottom of the ocean. But yeah, I can kind of see why Joyce is skeptical about why Joyce blames Giles. Like, she like, yes, I was infuriated, but I think it's because of the fact that you just love Giles, and Giles has looked after her and has done his damn best to basically be the father figure that Buffy needs, and we know how much how impactful Buffy is to Giles's life, so he's going to go ahead and shoulders to protect her. But you can't also blame Joyce at the same time for being so, like, this is all on you. Because she was kept in the dark about this. Everyone knew. It's kind of like the OA, actually, when Prairie kept all of her activities, like what happened to her in those 7 years that she was missing. She kept all of that information from her parents, but she was happy to tell her new friends and whatnot. So yeah, and they felt an ounce of betrayal because and they were absolutely petrified because she went through like Prairie went through all kinds of hell, and her parents were worried, and Prairie didn't even tell them. So it's a similar scenario here when Joyce is basically a newborn baby into the Slayer world, whereas Willow, Giles, everyone basically knows about, like, Oz even knew about Buffy's slaying duties before Joyce. So Joyce is going to feel that ounce of betrayal. But not just that, though. It's because Joyce wanted a clean break in this episode. Well, not just in this episode, in the entire series. Joyce wanted a clean break because Buffy burnt down the school, and that was all in association to vampires, wasn't it? So to be told that you're still slaying vampires, it's like that I can never catch a break. We're back to square one, and it's that worry that you might have to move again. Yeah, Joyce wanted a clean break from Buffy's actions, and it's a nice parallel to your past coming back to where it's not wanted to this episode, because that's how I see it. Because Buffy didn't want to be Buffy. She wanted to be Anne. She wanted a new identity. But inevitably she snapped back in fantastic fashion, and I'll get onto that bit in a minute, but she snapped back into Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So her accepting who she was inevitable. Same with Buffy being killing vampires and whatnot. That was inevitable for Joyce, even though she tried to distance herself, even though she was unknown. That's why Buffy was kicked out, and she tried to distance herself from that life. But like I said, it was inevitable. So, yeah. But like I said, and not just that though, but Giles was the one who handed her the book in the first place, and Buffy was like, "That's not me anymore." But then she snapped back into this. So yeah, you can see why Joyce, at the end of the day, is pretty much putting this all on Giles. At the same time, though, Giles is, like I said, Giles has done his damn best to protect Buffy and basically be the father figure that she needs. So, yeah, that's basically my 2 cents on that scene, because yes, it was pretty drastic, and you were like, Joyce, but you do see why at the end of the day. I actually was going along that episode, and those thoughts were in my head, but obviously I couldn't say anything during the episode, and I wanted to wait until my review to echo these thoughts. So lo and behold, yeah, it was great that we had someone from Lie to Me, I think it was, yeah, return. One of the cultists who worshipped the vampires. Lily. She went by a more complex name. That's why Lily is the best version, isn't it? But yeah, it was great to see Lily return. Not just that though, but she's trying to be a better person, which I really, really liked. But it's also a continuation of a character who had a one-off role. It seemed to imply at the time. Because that's one of the gripes that I had with certain characters who just wanted a nice day at school and were not really a big focus. That would get involved with Buffy's life for that one episode, just never to be mentioned again. Like, was it that I can't remember his name. That's how you know. From episode 5, season 1, who was getting off on this exciting life, and then Buffy was like, "Yeah, I can't. You're getting off me being the Slayer, because it's all danger and it's all fun and whatnot." So, yeah, yeah, it was great to see that, because like I said, it was one of my big gripes. So we saw a continuation of Lily. Not just that though, but like I said, she's trying to be a better person. So yeah, which is really, really nice. It's that development, and I like the fact that we are developing on the teeniest characters in the Buffyverse, just to give the world of Sunnydale and whatnot a bit more life. So yeah, not just that though, but we got to see Larry, I think it was, for a few seconds as well. So again, not as impactful as Lily's story, obviously, but still, it goes to my point. It's great to see these characters who you thought were one-offs, just to give a bit more life and energy to the world of Buffy. So awesome. Yeah, I really, really did love as well the big guy. This is what I wanted to talk about: confronting Buffy, like when he was trying to establish a loss of identity, and then he turned to Buffy. I was thinking, Buffy's not gonna take this. You're not gonna get anywhere, and in fantastic fashion. Gotta say, the fighting scenes as well was top notch. I really appreciated that so much. But yeah, knew Buffy was not gonna let this slide. Lo and behold, impressive. And it was just great. But what I really, really liked was, as we've established, Buffy was trying to put some distance to her new life from her old life. And I feel like in an episode where it was, well, not just an episode, more to do with the scene where it was more establishing a loss of identity, it was pretty ironic, because it seemed like that was Buffy returning to who she was, returning to her identity. She found herself again where she was wanting to lose herself through the majority of the episode. So I felt like that scene was really, really solid. So yeah. But yeah, it was really good. I also liked how this season's opener and last season's opener had that similarity, where Buffy was in a dark place and she was depressed. With Buffy reeling from her death in last season's opener, Buffy is not just reeling from Angel's death in this season's opener, but also with the fact that she's alone. She's lost everything. So I really love how both openers do deal with Buffy being in a bit of a horrible situation. But yeah, this was the first episode of Buffy Season 3 to what I thought was a pretty solid episode. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of juicy moments during that episode. A lot of moments where you were like... and it was a pretty great episode with some returns that were surprising. Like I said, I'm glad that even the smallest characters can get a bit more continuation from an episode where you just think, oh, they're never going to appear again. So yeah, hopefully we will see Lily again, because I really do like the interactions between Buffy and Lily. But we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, it was a really great episode, and I can't wait to see how episode 2 does develop from that last scene. Because of course Buffy can't return to the school. She can't just walk willy-nilly. Yeah, that's it. She can't just waltz into the school that she got kicked out of. So it will be interesting to see. How she does reunite with the Scoobies. Yeah, as well as her interactions with Joyce. Because I'm sure that's gonna get picked up from that last scene in this episode into the next episode more extendedly. So can't wait to see that. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Feeds channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!